accept the Islam and as a religion?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I began to discover about Islam through the people of Palestine in around 2005, and I discovered that people could be happy with very little, but happy thanking God for what they had, and that this made people kind, and it made them better, and that this was a good way of living, and so it began to have an effect on me, alhamdulillah.
Are you thinking in this time the Muslims are suffering from the United States of America, and then the pressurized, and they are always giving a pressure to Muslims in different kind, and then Afghanistan there is war, in Iraq there is war, and then there is Iran there is so much problems, in Pakistan is so much we are in war. What do you think, how can we help Islam, and how can we save the humanity?
Clearly, Muslims everywhere are under oppression from forces who are against those who believe in God, and those who would not wish to take part in capitalism anymore. Capitalism is a failed system, it is a cruelty to mankind, and we must reject it. When we talk about oppression in Afghanistan and Iraq, I want to also share that those who suffer the worst oppression are blessed by Allah. And I have met prisoners who have spent years in Israeli prisons that are like Bagram, that are like Abu Ghraib, but in Israel. And they say when they are being tortured in prison, they are close to Allah and they feel safe from Him. So we will not be beaten as Muslims, and our success is here. But we must perfect our faith, and we must unite, and we must not be afraid of oppression.
Thank you. But the question is that's a very good thing. We are believing on God, and we are thinking the God is taking an exam from to us, and we are going to Jannah. But the other word, why they are not thinking the Muslim are also human being, and then we want to give a safety, and then the need of education. They are giving for example, help to the Muslim countries, but they are not providing a health, they are not providing education, they are not helping in clean water, but they are helping in different ways. And then we need in education. And what do you think your country, the British country, and then American, they are helping the Islam on the way of education or not?
Subhanallah, in the last 10 years there have been 500,000 new Muslims in America. These are American people reverting to the true faith of Islam. At least 500,000. And in Britain there are 100,000 new Muslims, at least. And the majority of these are educated women. So these countries will change from within, whether the governments like it or not. Because Allah will make it so.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you, my sister. And then I would like to ask, thank you. This is some words from my sister, and then she was explaining the God is helping us, and then we are also suffering from different things. But we can survive with the unity, with the education, and with the help of each other. Inshallah. Thank you. Okay, Khuda Hafiz.
Lauren, can I just ask them, what do you think, if our religion is so strong, like you say, you've said it in your speeches, you've said it in your articles, that Islam is so strong, and people who are practicing Islam, they are very, they know the truth about Islam. How comes Muslims are still oppressed in society or in world generally? How come that?
That's because there are too many Muslims who are not practicing Islam. They have become more consumerist than the American system that they worship. There are too many Muslims who would rather have haram ways of life than practice Islam. We can't say that we have any Muslim nations. Tell me which nation is run by a Muslim leadership now, really, truthfully. can't say that there is one truly serving Allah in everything it does without corruption. So why should Allah come and stop the oppression? We have to improve ourselves and the next generation, improve the way that Islam is taught, not allow outside forces to control how Islam is taught. I'm talking about what happens in Pakistan, for example, not allow Islam to be perverted by those who hate it. We must keep working with our children and our communities, and inshallah it will change.
Can I just ask, what work are you doing at this moment in time? Any particular projects you're working in?
I work for Press TV and I make a program called Remember Palestine.
Okay.
And I also make a program called The Diaspora, which is where we interview survivors from 1948 Palestine. And there were death camps that the Israelis, the Jews set up, and there were mass graves that have been uncovered, and 750,000 Palestinians were driven from their land. And we seek to document that for humanity, inshallah.
And what sort of difference are you making with that kind of documentary?
Only Allah knows. We only try to do what we can.
And
Okay.
one question more. I'm sorry for again. Why the Press TV is closed on the channel, Sky channels?
The British government found an excuse to take Press TV off the Sky channel because, the drum is beating for war with Iran. So that's one reason. Also, Press TV is very strongly against Zionism, and I think it makes the best programs in English today on the oppression of the Palestinian people and giving the Palestinian perspective. The British government wouldn't allow that.
Are you happy with Press TV?
I'm really happy with the programs they make on Palestine.
Thank you very good. Thank you, sir.